Welcome to Mr. Grimm's Realm of the Unseen. I'm Mr. Grimm, your guide to the supernatural and the spine-chilling. If you crave thrills and mysteries, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe and join me as we explore the darkest corners of the unknown. Are you ready to face your fears? In the dead silence of the night, I find myself stranded in an unfamiliar, barely lit room, shrouded in an oppressive, bone-chilling dread. The room, a dusty relic of forgotten times, seems alive with a sinister energy. Shadows cast by the meager light dance like living entities, creating an unsettling ambiance. Then the silence is shattered by low, disturbing whispers emanating from the shadow-drenched corners. These whispers, faint at first, grow louder and more insidious, their tone unmistakably hostile. I don't understand the words, but the malice behind them is palpable. Despite my overwhelming fear, I gather my courage and follow the insidious whispers to their source, a sinister-looking antique mirror framed in ornate silver. As I draw closer, my reflection in the mirror wavers and distorts, twisting into grotesque and unsettling forms. The realization hits me like a cold wave. I'm not alone. The mirror bursts into otherworldly flames, casting long, twisted shadows that writhe on the room's crumbling walls. A haunting face emerges from the inferno, its spectral eyes piercing into my soul with a chilling, malevolent gaze. The room starts to pulse with a rhythmic, ominous hum that seems to come from every corner. The temperature drops dramatically, and I can see my breath in frosty tendrils that swirl through the frigid air. The oppressive cold seeps into my bones, making the walls appear as though they're closing in on me. Shadows stretch and distort, their shapes shifting as if alive and hungry. I watch in horror as the mirror's ornate silver frame begins to crack, tiny fractures spreading like veins across its surface. The once faint whispers evolve into a cacophony of shrill voices, each one overlapping and competing to drown out the others, their angry tones vibrating through my very core. The face in the flames, now more defined and grotesque, grins malevolently, revealing rows of sharp, gleaming teeth. Its eyes, dark pools of sorrow and cruelty, seem to beckon me with an unnerving promise of secrets and power if I dare to cross the threshold. Suddenly the flames die down, revealing an intricate, shimmering doorway within the mirror's surface. It pulses with a hypnotic light, drawing me toward it with an irresistible, magnetic force. The voices, though still menacing, now take on a more hypnotic cadence, as if coaxing and urging me to step through the mirror into the unknown realm beyond. The air around me hums with a dark, electric energy. As I approach the mirror, the temperature drops even further, my skin prickling with cold sweat. The whispers merge into a single powerful chant, their rhythm almost soothing in its insistence. I reach out, hesitantly, feeling an icy sensation travel through my fingertips as I touch the mirror's surface. It feels alive, pulsating with a cold energy that beckons me closer. The haunting face in the flames leans closer, its eyes narrowing with cruel glee. The shadows in the room writhe and twist, forming grotesque shapes that dance along the walls. The door within the mirror flickers, revealing fleeting glimpses of a nightmarish realm, vast, shadowy landscapes filled with twisted figures and dark, foreboding structures. A cold draft sweeps through the room, bringing with it the stench of decay and despair. The whispers grow increasingly frantic, their volume rising to a deafening roar. The mirror's surface begins to bubble and distort, as if struggling to contain the malevolent forces within. The spectral face howls in a grotesque mixture of rage and pleasure, its features twisting and contorting in a nightmarish display of torment. The room itself seems to pulse with a malignant energy, the walls crackling with dark static. My heartbeat pounds in my ears, each thud synchronized with the growing intensity of the whispers. Shadows lengthen and coalesce into monstrous shapes, their eyes glowing with a predatory hunger. The air grows thick with an oppressive weight, and reality seems to quiver around me. The door within the mirror pulsates with increasing urgency, and the malevolent energy surges with a force that makes the room feel alive and writhing with a sinister hunger. The whispers, now a desperate, frenzied chant, echo off the walls and reverberate through my mind, urging me to make a choice. A sudden jolt of terror grips me as the shadows around me begin to converge, their forms growing larger and more defined, their eyes glowing with an insidious light. They reach toward me with spectral fingers, as if trying to drag me into the abyss. The mirror's surface ripples violently, and the doorway within it pulses with an almost deafening frequency, casting an eerie glow that distorts the very air around me. The room's once faint scent of decay intensifies, mingling with a rank odor of sulfur and burnt metal. The spectral face in the mirror's flames contorts into an expression of unholy glee, its eyes locked onto mine with an unrelenting gaze. The voices rise to a crescendo, their demands becoming a frenzied cacophony that drowns out all other sounds. In this moment of unrelenting terror, the boundary between reality and the mirror's malevolent realm becomes perilously thin. I feel as though I'm being pulled in both directions, caught between the oppressive darkness of the room and the beckoning call of the otherworldly doorway. My mind races, overwhelmed by the gravity of the decision before me. Every corner of the room seems to close in, the walls bending and warping with an unnatural flex, as if the very space around me is distorting under the strain. The floor beneath me seems to shiver, and I can almost feel it quaking with an ominous anticipation. The mirror's light pulses with a rhythmic, almost seductive glow, drawing me in with an almost hypnotic allure. The once faint echoes of whispers have become a visceral, almost tangible force, pressing against my ears and my mind, filling me with a profound sense of dread. The air grows heavier, thick with a smothering weight that makes it difficult to breathe. I can feel an almost magnetic pull drawing me toward the mirror, as though some unseen force is trying to drag me through. The shadows' hunger seems palpable, their monstrous forms reaching out with spectral tendrils that scrape and claw at the edges of my vision. The malevolent energy seems to reach out with invisible fingers, probing and pulling at my resolve. A chilling realization settles over me. The whispers aren't just urging me to step through. They're trying to pull me in, to claim me as one of their own. The mirror's surface shivers with a dark promise, its surface alive with flickers of shadowy figures that writhe and twist, seeming to beckon me into an abyss of despair and torment. In this harrowing moment, I must decide. Will I muster the courage to step through the shimmering gateway and confront the unspeakable horrors that await? Or will I resist the overpowering allure of the mirror and fight against the encroaching darkness that threatens to consume me? The voices grow louder, their sinister chant now a deafening roar that seems to seep into my very being. The choice is mine, but the voices are eager to decide my fate, and time,